This will be about all the complication caused by Ortho-K, which I think is bad. It causes visual corneal problems, all kinds of problems from Ortho-K. I would never use it on a person. That's why I used get myself out of 2050. Here's it goes. Sorry. There we go.
Told me that she sleeps with her eyes open. So she had leg ophthalmos. And as I told you earlier, I am not a big fan of doing Ortho-K on leg ophthalmos patients. So with this particular patient, I added gel, of course, but I want to know from you what else you think we should be doing. So I treated the infiltrates, I added ointment, but should we A, just stop Ortho-K and put her in glasses, B, treat her and then try Ortho-K again, C, refit her into soft multifocals, or D, try atropine?
Okay, there's a pause here.
So again, I mean, this is a clinical choice, but I also made my decision based on the parents' needs and wants as well.
Okay, so the answer is questions. So they're trying to treat problems caused by Ortho-K itself.
Okay, let's see what we got. So 48% put her into soft multifocals. So that, so we'll see where we could progress to this. So very interesting. So quite a range in what people were doing there. So I'm going to, I can't minimize my face. There we go. Okay, now, what I decided to do with the parents is very, very cautiously, I tried Ortho-K again, and I literally followed her day 1, day 3, just to see, is this going to return? Is this a result of her leg ophthalmos? And within 3 days, the infiltrates were back. And I told the parents, we're out. There's no way we're doing Ortho-K anymore. Parents were absolutely opposed to atropine, and that left us with soft multifocals at the time. Now, remember, she's got a ton of SIL. I put her into I put here center near, I meant center distance, sorry about that. It's center distance, a toric multifocal in a plus 250 ad. Her vision was terrible, it was 20/40. And so I had to bring her down to a plus 2. So with the plus 2, she was able to see 20/25 in each eye. Within a couple of months, I don't even think it was 3 months, her myopia rebounded by 3/4 of my diopter. I was absolutely mortified. I was so upset because she had done well for so many years. I added a progressive. Parents were still completely against atropine. A few months later, she rebounded another 3/4 of a diopter. So it's obvious to me that this soft lens was not working well on her at all. And what should we do next? I mean, this was something that I really had to sit down with the parents and say, we can't, I'm not comfortable with her myopia rebounding at this rate. The parents said to me, is there any way you could go back in Ortho-K lenses? And, it took me time to really sit and think, like, is this something I'm willing to try again? But the difference is that torics were available now. And I thought, well, maybe there was an issue because that lens was not toric. I mean, along with, of course, the leg ophthalmos. It was risky, but we were both committed to checking her frequently, and so we tried it. Look at that beautiful fit. She has now been in this modality for another 2 to 3 years, no infiltrates. So, I mean, I'm sure many people listening to this would think that is very risky. I think it's risky myself, but it worked really well, and I am very conservative with checking these patients. She does wear daily disposable toric lenses during the day, and she's doing great. She's very, very happy. I just want to see, I think, do we have time for one more case, or should we end now?
You can do one more case, that's fine.
Okay, the next case is the one I'm interested. She starts at Plano 2020 and goes down to -3. That could have been prevented if the kid would do what Rupa Wong does with her kids, start prevention when they have 2020. Here goes. Okay, here goes.
Okay. So case number 4, this is an interesting patient too. So she also was referred for binocular vision, but we did myopia control therapy at the same time. She also, I'm going to skip this case. I'm going to go to my next one, which is actually, because I don't want to do another Ortho-K one. Go to case number 5. Okay, this particular patient started off in her referral being almost plano. She was also referred for vision therapy. And vision therapy went on for a couple of years. And during that period of time, her progression in myopia went up from pretty much plano to -3. Dr. Kolenko was the optometrist who was seeing her at the time and said to the parents, you really need to do myopia control therapy. And the parents just weren't listening. Finally, at a -3, they presented to my associate actually, and my associate fit the patient in a daily disposable myopia control lens. Okay, and what ended up happening, actually, I'll go back for a second. What ended up happening is she was seeing great for distance, terribly for near. And immediately after she got home, she said, I can't read anything. Well, the issue was that when she went from like plano to a -3, she was only wearing her glasses for distance. So that means she was not using any of her accommodation for near. Okay, so with the myopia control design lens, it is not a multifocal. Even though there's a +2 add in it, the purpose is not to provide the add for reading. So she was essentially, the way that it's designed, she was essentially looking through a distance lens without any trained ability to accommodate well. And so what we ended up doing is refitting her into a multifocal distance center design, and immediately she could read. Okay. So she was very, very happy with this particular design. The reason I brought this case up is this is going to happen. It's happened to me several times where I've put patients in a myopia control design and had to switch to a center near multifocal design. So keep that as part of your armamentarium because it's something that you will need to use. Her myopia has not increased at all in the past couple of years that she has been in this design. So we're really, really pleased. So I want to skip to, I have one more case, but we're running out of time. So I'm going to go all the way to the end. To conclude, I mean, myopia control is really the future of really controlling these patients. They are pandemic. The epidemic is growing. With 50% in the future, optometry has the ability to really own this. And where the future is with myopia control is using it synergistically, meaning using one modality, atropine, with soft multifocals, or atropine with Ortho-K. We need to learn how to discontinue wear better, okay? How to stop, take these patients out of their contact lenses. And continued research is huge, and there is lots.
She has her own arguments. There's only one right answer, and that is what Rupa Wong is doing with her kids, which is to start prevention when they have 2020, when they are plano, or even 2040. Now, that's why I use a plus lens when I'm 2040, because I know that optometrists will never help me, will not help anyone, and all the responsibility I put on the engineer or scientist who wants to get out of 2040. But of course, that means complete measurement control. The optometrist will not have measurement control. He can monitor, but the engineer must make the measurements. And that's really the issue. But that's why I call prevention self-measurement, engineering science, and avoiding ever getting in deeper than about 2050. And this is lifetime for me, certainly. I learned it from Rafelson. And It's a choice because it has lifetime consequences. Once you put a kid in a minus, you have not solved the problem, you've just made it worse. When you accept the dynamic eye concept of all eyes. But of course, they don't teach that because you can't make money helping people with lifetime prevention the way Rupa Wong is doing it. Rupa has success and will for the next, I'm sure, 15 years because her kids do what she orders them to do. Now, she measures their refractive state also just to make sure they are successful. I measure my refractive state with great seriousness for the same reason. Because I never want to have a lens prescribed by an optometrist with a retinoscope when I must measure myself. There is no choice. I must do it. If you read my remarks about Rupa Wong, I say this: nothing succeeds like success. And Rupa is success because she makes the measurements herself and keeps her kids 20 inches off the page. That is what real success will be like in the future. Add your own commentary. Thank you.